What's going on, YouTube? This is Eneree of the Permakids back with a new video today, and today we're going to talk about the game we love to hate and the game we hate to love, and that's Destiny. Now, I know people, are still asking that stupid ass question, do people still play this game? Well, the answer to that question is yes, a shit ton of people still play it. So the fact that most of our videos centered around Destiny are our most popular ones seems to be a good indication that people still play the game or talk about it, whether they hate it or love it. So today we're going to talk about one thing that I hate about the game, and that's microtransactions. Now, microtransactions got introduced to us a few months ago by way of shout out to Evil Levante, by way of Tess Everest. They took her out the game a while back, and I remember going to the tower one day because she was over there where by the postmaster. I remember going to the tower one day saying, where the fuck is Tess? Tess just disappeared. Granted, no one ever bought ships from Tess because she really didn't have anything for you to buy except a couple of emblems, and like you could pick up a sparrow from her at the time. But they brought her back by giving her her own store, and she's selling emotes. Now, we all remember when this whole microtransaction thing first started. I never liked it. I was always against it because I don't like microtransactions in games, especially when I have spent well over 100, close to, if not more than 140 bucks on this game. Now, I understand it in, some in free-to-play games. I get that because you have to make your money some kind of way. So I totally understand it, but not when I've been spending so much on this game. I feel like you shouldn't even have microtransactions. Now, when Bungie implemented this, they said it was only going to be cosmetic. There wasn't going to be anything else. It was just going to be cosmetic purposes. So I'm thinking, cool, they're going to introduce emotes, maybe some shaders, maybe some gun skins, I guess. I don't know. Either stuff that wasn't going to affect the gameplay. I was fine with that. I let it go. I didn't like it, but I let it go. Now, when the emotes first came, they came with the Carlton dance, the slow clap emote, a bunch of other stuff. I was like, cool. They stuck to their word. It's going to be, just cosmetic stuff, just emotes. Then Festival of the Lost came. Then they introduced more emotes. I was like, cool. Then they introduced where you could buy certain masks that you needed to complete missions. Some of the quests. Now, you didn't have to buy these. You could still grind for the mask and get them. But this just gave you a quicker way of getting the mask to get those quests done. Now, I kind of had a small problem with that, but I really didn't care because I didn't need to buy it. And the Festival of the Lost was only cool for like a couple of days anyway. So once that passed, we now have the Sparrow Racing League that came. And this is where things got a little fishy. Because when the Sparrow Racing League came, again, they had to where you could buy, toolkits to buy different sparrows. Granted, RNGesus was still involved because you couldn't get the sparrow you wanted. It was random. There was an arc sparrow, there was a solar, and there was a void sparrow. And you had a chance to get in all of those, but you had to keep spending money if you wanted to get the one you didn't. If you wanted to get the one you wanted, you had to keep spending money to get it. Otherwise, you just got incredibly lucky. You got it on the first chance. Now, the real problem came with the book that came with the Sparrow Racing League that was $10 in real world money that you had to buy if you wanted to keep up with your stats. Now, that's directly locking content behind a paywall, which is a big no-no, and which was going against the whole this is cosmetic thing that you said in the first place. So, with that being said, that was when my eyes were already open, but at that point I was just like, okay, now I can see where this is going to head. Now, fast forward to where we're at today, which is the main topic. Now they have introduced a spark you can buy. Kind of like the spark you get when you first got the Taken King, where it gets you to level 25. This does the same thing, but it's 30 bucks. Now, the difference is this spark levels up a full subclass on top of that. Now, some people weren't, upset about it. They were just saying, this doesn't affect my gameplay. You only get in the level 25. This doesn't give you an advantage. But if two people just got the Taken King and one person bought that spark for $30, he has a full subclass unlocked while the other person doesn't. That is affecting gameplay, and that is somewhat giving an advantage. Because that person has a full subclass to work with while the other person only has I think like it comes with 4 nodes being unlocked: the first grenade, the first jump, the first melee, and the first super. And while the other person has everything unlocked, so that does give an advantage. That is a pay for advantage situation. This is where I didn't want it to come, but this is where I knew it could go. And it's upsetting that, you know, Activision and Bungie are doing this after people have paid so much for this game already, that you want to put these things in here to try to squeeze out every little bit of money that you can get from everybody. It's terrible. I love Bungie. I've loved Bungie through all the Halo years, but this just puts a bad taste, and it just puts a bad smell in the air. It sucks. Now, the thing that's really angering me is that I know people are gonna go buy this because they're gonna justify it by saying, well, I don't have enough time to level up all these characters, so I can just buy my way through. I'm telling you, it's not that bad to get to level 25. It's really easy. The subclass thing, that's up for a different discussion, because as someone pointed out to me the other day, you know, some are speculating that Bungie purposely nerfed, or not nerfed, but brought down the reputation points that you get for bounties and Nightfall. If you remember the Nightfall buff you would get after you complete the Nightfall, you get the buff to where all your reputation points, you get a lot more. Well, they took that buff away, and then they made it the bounties less. So it takes a lot longer to upgrade a subclass now than it used to be. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, you know, when you level up your armor, it takes a lot longer to level up armor as opposed to weapons now also, which is another thing. But, you know, basically they're insinuating that they're purposely doing this so it will give you more incentive to go buy this Spark. And while that's not, you know, there's no confirmation of that, that's not a thing that we know for be a fact, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. It's a really fucked up truth, but it kind of makes sense. So this is what I want people to understand. That's what I want to tell people. Do not buy this Spark. This Spark represents everything that Bungie said it wasn't going to be. They said it was only going to be cosmetic. Clearly, it's not. Do not buy this Spark. It is a waste of money. It is not worth $30. Just play the game. Yeah, they put the Spark in there and come up with the attitude of, you know, if you don't want to get it, don't get it. But if you do want to get it, here you go. But that's fiendish. Like, it sucks. So listen, people. Do not buy this Spark. It's only going to make things worse. It's going to lead to more microtransactions, and it's going to be bad overall for the game. Do not buy it. I hope everyone listens, because this is the game that we all love, and none of us want it to get worse. They need to spend more time improving other things instead of putting in microtransactions for you to go pay money for. It's not worth it. This is Eneree, Permakids, signing off. Continue to support us, and we will continue to make content for you guys. You know, any feedback is accepted, and we hope you all enjoy everything that we do, and we enjoy all of you guys. So just remember, say no to the Spark. Peace.
Down. You're almost there. Yes! 3 down! You neutralized Zone 3. You captured Zone B. Nice work, Guardians. Your efforts have been noted.